What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got some kind of ironic, bizarre, crazy, bad, whatever you want to call the news. We have Tank Davis, who was being seen in a wheelchair leaving Super Bowl yesterday. For y'all that don't know, that's not big on the NFL or American football. Yes, yesterday was Super Bowl, and that's something that we tend to celebrate. Quite well. We take it very serious. But Tank was seen in a wheelchair, so of course, obviously, that's gonna raise questions. That's gonna people are concerned because it's like we all know what's ahead, and it's almost just like, man, if you're a boxing fan like myself, you got to be wondering, like, damn, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Like, we just can't keep a break, man. For the sake of our sanity. As boxing fans, we just can't keep a break. It's almost like boxing is like showing us every reason why we should just move on with our lives or whatnot. But you know how I do it. I do the research. You guys just listen. Because Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia briefly responded to the issues that's going on. But, well, then of course, I'll give my opinion afterwards. So y'all just stay tuned. You know how I do it. All right, so shout out to Boxing News 24/7. It says Gervonta Tank Davis needed a wheelchair at Super Bowl. It said Gervonta Tank Davis needed to be pushed around in a wheelchair last weekend at the Super Bowl due to an ankle injury he suffered. The secondary WBA lightweight champion Tank Davis, who has the record of 28-0 with 26 knockouts, says he'll be fine. He should be okay to face Ryan Garcia on April 15th in their Showtime with a mega fight on Showtime pay-per-view. It's unclear why Tank chose to go to the Super Bowl in the condition. Perhaps he wanted the visibility. Clearly, it wasn't ideal to be seen in a wheelchair, but who knows what's going through the 28-year-old Tank's mind. Tank's Tank being seen in that condition has a lot of fans chirping on social media, believing that he is looking for a way out of his fight with Ryan Garcia, which is hard to believe considering that he's expected to be a heavy favorite. Tank versus Ryan is a fight that has been played with problems for ages, and if this thing doesn't happen soon, fans will give up on it the same way they're grown tired of Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford matchup. Two prima donnas that never fight anyone and cannot negotiate a match between them, even though it would make both of them tons of money. So it says Tank responded to the whole situation. He says, "All right," says Tank Davis. All right, said Tank Davis, told TMZ Sports last Sunday at the Super Bowl when asked how bad his injured ankle is. He says, "Shit happens all the time. Shit be happening." So, I mean, man, hopefully everything is all right. Which I believe it is, man. I think things will be okay with Tank. So the good news is they're not projecting it to be any type of negative or projecting it to have any type of negative impact on the fight. But let's remember, guys, the fight is not even signed. So this is assuming that the fight still takes place. They're claiming that it's not going to interfere. But then it's kind of like one of them things where it's like, bro, but who wants to see, like, man, like we don't want to see or hear this type of stuff, and then, it should Tank, I don't think Tank will lose at all. I don't think Tank is going to lose this fight at all. But let's just say by some chance he does, the first thing that we're going to wonder is, damn, did the injury really have an effect on Tank that Tank wasn't telling us about? But nevertheless, Ryan Garcia did respond to it, so here we go. All right, so going into what Ryan Garcia had to say is, of course, it said, shout out to Boxing Social. It says Gervonta Davis was seen escorted away from the Super Bowl in a wheelchair just 2 months out from his almost signed fight with Ryan Garcia. The pair are set to lock horns on April 15th in Las Vegas at a catch weight of 136 pounds, making a welcome change to the sport that often doesn't see the best fight the best while in their prime and undefeated. Despite some recent choppy waters in negotiation, it is very much the goal for the two superstars to face off. Everything was solvable, and Garcia's promoter Oscar De La Hoya said Garcia's promoter Oscar De La Hoya, wasn't it though? What isn't though is an injury, and seems to be that what Tank Davis has. The world champion from Baltimore was seen being wheeled away from the Super Bowl at University of Phoenix Stadium, which is actually whatever. Anyways, Davis speaks briefly to the cameraman as his handlers were trying to avoid him being filmed. Says shit happens, shit be happening, but I'm alright. The footage is yet another worrying development for the Garcia fight. The latest reports say behind the scenes that teams are going back and forth on the rematch clause and broadcasting rights for a potential secondary fight. Says none of that will matter. Well, we saw that, but Ryan Garcia saw the footage and responded online saying, "Stay focused, champ. We got a fight coming up." So it doesn't, look like this is gonna be a huge problem. But it says he skipped a tune-up fight in January to proceed to the bout injury-free. Davis went ahead with his beating Hector Garcia on January 7th, coming out unscathed. Unfortunately, those who doubted the matchup seem to be on their way to being proven right. The painful irony being that they thought it would fall through in the negotiations, not from an injury outside of fight or training camp. So, good words from Ryan Garcia, man. Just basically telling Tank, bro, like, stay focused, man. We got this fight that we have to, work on. And Ryan really seems like he wants this fight. So, I take my hat out to Ryan, because Ryan he seems like he really wants this fight with Tank. Listen, I want the fight. I think that, again, I continue to say this because I'm going to continue to say this because I want you guys to understand, as boxing fans, bro, we are owed a big fight. We're owed a mega fight, bro. This is something that we're owed. So it's like, we can't just continue to settle for less, man. Like, we need a big fight. So, of course, I want to see this fight, and I know you guys do too. So, shout out to Ryan Garcia for really pushing this fight and staying focused. And also, shout out to Tank. That's who I'm going for in this fight or whatnot. But I really, I really want to take my hat off to Ryan for because again, I've criticized Ryan a lot. And I'm a man of my word. If I'm gonna criticize somebody, I'm gonna give him some props when props are due. And Ryan really seems like he wants this fight. He wants to make this fight happen. So I take my hat off to Ryan. Hopefully this injury is not hopefully this injury is not as big as they're trying to make it seem, but who knows? I mean, if anybody's ever rolled their ankle, which I have, it does hurt for a few days. Like, your ankle hurts for a few days, but I don't necessarily know. Let me see, it's February, so I do believe training camp for Tank Davis would have been starting right now around this time, seeing how that we're 2 months out. You know what I'm saying? So actually, damn, we're really literally almost 2 months out, like, for real. So maybe his what's today, the 13th? So maybe his training camp starts actually on the 15th. So who knows? Like, if you rolled your ankle, it just hurts for a few days. So hopefully everything will be okay and we can get the ball moving with this fight. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know? And wait. Before I go, I do want to say something else though. We don't know exactly when he injured himself, and we don't know. Obviously, we didn't see a cast or anything. I don't think we saw his legs at all, just to be fair, but we don't know when this injury happened. This is something that could have happened a week ago, and he probably just wanted to just stay off of it. I don't know. Maybe by next week, like I said, because training camp is typically 8 to 12 weeks. A lot of people do 8 weeks, 2 months of training. And again, it's February 13th. So who knows that, maybe it's an incident where, he hurt himself a few days ago or maybe a week or so ago, and he just didn't want to, bump it or anything like that. He actually did drop a tweet on there as well. I think I don't know if it was TMZ, but somebody basically put a picture of him rolling his ankle. I don't know, or something. And Tank shared the picture and then posted "shut up" on the picture. You know, you just never know with Tank Davis. So I mean, I don't know. I think that Tank just wanted to keep things under wraps. So hopefully this doesn't affect the fight. I really hope it doesn't. But I don't think. I mean, if they're trying to say it's not as severe, we don't know. Like I said, we don't know when this happened. It could have happened anytime. So hopefully this doesn't have a huge impact on the fight. Now I hope the fight still goes on, but I definitely would rather see a healthy Tank in there, not an injured one. So all right, like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?